What are you guys going to do in the meantime? You figure you're going to start writing some new material?
Man, that's my hope anyway. I've been bringing it up with Justin and stuff. We're talking about. He said he's been logging a lot of new riffs and stuff. We had a lot of good riffs kind of left over too that we can sort of start as building blocks to feed off of.
So are you still jamming, or are you guys getting together, or you just staying at home, staying safe?
Tool hasn't been jamming now. We've been just kind of on hiatus here. Nothing's really been happening, but I think it's time. I mean, especially we kept hoping that we were going to get back out, so we're just going to enjoy this while it lasts, But now it's looking like it could go through the rest of the year, so we need to get the lead out and start functioning. Maybe knock out another EP at least or something like that. And it'd be kind of fun. We've never really done that since our first release, done an EP, so I thought it'd be kind of nice to do something like that. And we don't have a record deal anymore. We're free agents, so we can kind of release whatever we want to release now, which is a good feeling.
That's cool. I guess that's a good place to be, at this stage.
Yeah. Well, I've been trying to take advantage of this time away from the band to kind of develop some new chops and things. I have something to offer next time we get in the room together.
Yeah, I can only imagine that with the way that this year turned out, you guys were pretty much just almost at the beginning of what was it, like a 40-day tour?
Yeah, well, we got in on some pretty good touring, luckily, right after the new year. And then, come March, we were just taking off on about a 10-show run. And then we were going to have a little break and then start the biggest American tour we've ever done. So that was a heartbreaker when all that hit the fan. And so we're just kind of in suspension now. We have dates held in November and December, but it's highly unlikely that's going to pan out. We're kind of at the mercy of the NBA and the NHL at this point. If they start having games, then we'll get to tour because it's pretty much the same venues we do our gigs in. We're waiting and hoping, if not, we've got some stuff held over in Germany and all over Europe in January and February. So I'm hoping that'll come through if nothing else.
On the new tour, you're performing Chocolate Chip Trip with a modular and a bunch of very cool things going on. I'm happy to say that I think you use one of our modules in there.
Yeah, I think there's maybe 2 or 3 of yours modules in there. Yeah. Definitely an LFO and an oscillator, or maybe 2 oscillators or subcon ones, man. Yeah, it's cool, man. I love that. It's all that, and then Peter's stuff. The top 3 rows of it, or like your stuff and Peter's stuff, and then the bottom I have like effects, like some make noise stuff, and those from some more effective things like flangers and delays and samplers and things like that, but it's a lot of fun. It gets frustrating sometimes, when we're working on stuff and Justin and I would, hit something at a jam. We're like going, fuck, this is the greatest thing ever. This is going to be the hook of this. And Adam, you can just tell he's like seeing images just like he's in another space, like sometimes it's a little frustrating, because there's so much going on, like visually for him when he's playing music. He's seeing pictures a lot of the time. I think that's just how his brain operates. And the payoff is incredible, man. He's such a key part of the band, and having the artwork so integrated with the music has been what got us where we are. I think has played a huge part in the success. My new one, I got to play 2 Tool gigs on it before everything got shut down. Alex Gray actually.
Alex Gray kit.
Yeah, so that's exciting.
Is that
I set up at our space now, though, man. Yeah.
That's a full Sonar Alex Gray special custom kit, then.
Yeah. They're making me another one now. That's Alex did scans of all the paintings he did on the shells or whatever. So they're going to do wraps, so I can keep my ones that he actually painted at home.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's probably
take the other ones out and destroy them on the road.
Put them in a museum, yeah.
Yeah, right.
I think Adam said that it's absolutely thought it was a museum quality piece.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
Done by hand. My God.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I feel really lucky that Alex has been involved with this, and what an inspiration that guy's artwork is.
He's been kind of like a teammate with Tool for a long time.
So yeah, since Lateralis, that
Yeah.
was the first one he did. Yeah, yeah. So it's been a while.
Does that all start from, say, somebody having, say, a section that they introduce, and then the others get to, say, apply something that they feel on top of it? Is this something that comes over a period of time?
Yeah, lots of it's a slow process for us to compose our tunes because we really don't have a songwriter like a
Hmm.
like a Neil Young or something like that. We just get in there and jam, and these jams can take off all these different directions. That's when we're all kind of pushing weirdness on each other, and a lot of it's worthless, but we always keep a tape rolling the whole time. So then we just find the cool bits and go, wow, this would fit good with this. We this crazy stuff. Then we all take the tapes home and listen to them, and then show up the next day and then have a little meeting, sort of, talk about how that's going to develop or what direction it can go. And yeah, sometimes it's different time signatures or whatever can feed into other ones, and it's weird. It's always hard to kind of figure out how things fit together, but they do. And then I think it's almost like commitment. If we all are feeling it, then we can make it fit together, or something. It's definitely a band vibe that makes the songs come together in the end, and all of us feeding into this pot. And it's a good process, but I wouldn't recommend it to the faint of heart by any means, because it's time consuming and it takes us a long time to write. But it's our process, and it sounds like us in the end. So I'm happy about that.
And it also fits into your concept of sacred geometry, and the whole sort of ties to, say, the universal hexagram and these type of elements that can be associated with a language or some sort of, do we say, spirituality, tying it all together in some form of energy connection.
Right. Yeah, it feeds into it. I've always been kind of inspired by certain arts and geometric shapes and things, and sometimes you kind of get visions in my head or something, like certain time when things are in a certain time signature or something, or you see possibilities of layers going over each other. But I guess it's sort of synergistic in a way where that you can look at a painting and paint the space between you and the painting, or play the space in between, something like that. That's, I try to do that for inspiration sometimes as much as listen to other music. I like to try to get it out of like visual art things and stuff, but it's tricky. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I never wanted to be the weak link when the conversation is coming from a pretty high level, or contributing to the songs. Like, it's kind of my job more so, since I'm not really operating harmonically or melodically, to just to make sure I can push rhythmically as far as I can, and actually try to kick my bandmates in the butt, and try to throw new ideas at them and throw polyrhythms and things over the top of what they're playing, and then it kind of opens pathways for the composition to grow in different ways. And that's the emphasis I try to keep in mind when I'm practicing, because you don't want to come in and just start playing some exercise over what somebody's doing. You want to be able to embellish the tune in the way that it's talking to you, and hold the conversation with the other guys without bringing the level down, rather try to push it up higher. That's always been my goal anyway. And then and also I think it's always a drummer's role to, like, if you have two different parts, to try to lead them into each other, like have enough nuances and things where you can play the three idea coming up over the four, or things like that, to make it more seamless and cohesive. Goes a long way.
But oh man, just hope that some vaccine or something comes up and makes people feel comfortable about going out again.
God, I know, it's just scary, man. Like how badly it just shut everything down. It's a lot of people's lives. That we'll see.
It
I
worries
think
me.
the vaccine will do it, but we'll
Yeah.
see.
I guess the best thing we can do is, like, appreciate, as you said, the time that you get to spend with your family and like pets, and like just like appreciate, like, wow, this is like pretty good.
Yeah, right.
And then if you can remain creative during this time too,
Yeah, that's the hard part sometimes for me, or maybe for a lot of drummers, because like I said, I'm not really a songwriter. It's hard for me to keep the fire burning and keep that inspiration pumping out of things. But I find ways to work, and the synthesizers are helping me in that way, just to be able to noodle around on those and get ideas and stuff.